Artificial intelligence has changed trading forever, and most traders don't even realize this is possible. Right now, you can connect Claude, one of the most powerful AI models, directly to an exchange account. And in today's video, I'm going to show you the complete step-by-step beginner's guide on how to make this happen. So grab your laptop and let's get right into it. So what is Claude? Quick explanation first, because a lot of people are still using it wrong. Claude is an AI model built by a company called Anthropic. The version most people know is the chat window. You type a message, it types back, and that is the whole relationship. That version is already useful for traders for things like market analysis, strategy research, and writing up your trades. And there's nothing wrong with it, but there are two things built on top of that chat window, and those two things are what actually changes how you work. The first is Claude Code. That is Claude's agent mode. Agent just means it does things instead of only talking about them. It can open apps, read and write files on your computer, run tasks on a schedule, and carry memory from one session to the next. It can work in the background while you are basically sleeping or doing something else. The second is MCP. That stands for Model Context Protocol. And the name is scarier than it actually is. Think of MCP like USB for AI. Before USB, every device needed its own special cable. MCP is the standard plug. A company builds one connector for their service, and any AI can plug into it. So when I say we're connecting Claude to a trading account, that is what we're doing. Plugging in a connector, and once it is plugged in, Claude can pull live prices, check your balance, look at your open positions, and place orders for you. Alright, now that the quick explanation is out of the way, let me show you exactly how to build this. Also, I have a free Discord community linked in my bio for all the prompts we will be using today. So first, which Claude plan do you need? There is a free tier. You get a very capable model and you can chat, analyze, and read documents. The catch is daily usage limit, and if you use it seriously, you will hit them very quickly. Then there's Pro at $20 a month, more usage, access to the storage models, and it unlocks projects, which is important for us. And I'm going to show you in a minute why this genuinely matters. And then there's the max plan for heavy users, much higher limits and a bigger context window, which is basically the amount it can hold at once. And that matters if you're running longer sessions or doing deep research. For what we're doing today, Pro is more than enough to get started. Okay, so at this point, hopefully you're on the Pro plan. Now we're gonna go to Claude.com and download the desktop app. You will see options for Mac and Windows. Click the one that applies to you and download it. Alright, now that you have the app downloaded, you're gonna wanna open it up and you will land on the main window. It looks like a chat window. And on the sidebar, you will see Cowork as well as Code. You're gonna wanna click on Cowork, and the first time you open Cowork, it asks you which folder on your computer it is allowed to touch. This is a real permission it is asking for. What you need to do is make a dedicated folder on your desktop. Call it something like trading and point it at that. This way it will have everything it needs and the install is finally done. Moving on to step 2, here's the step most people skip, and it is the one that separates a setup that works from one that annoys you. It's called projects. A project is like a folder with a brain. It has its own memory, its own files, and its own standing instructions. So instead of starting from zero every time you open a chat, Claude already knows your exact setup. Click Work in Project, then start from scratch and name it something like crypto trading. Now the important bit, upload one document that tells Claude who you are as a trader. I call it a one-pager. It doesn't have to be long, but just explain your trading style and write down what you trade, what your strategy is, what platform you use, how much risk you're willing to take, and what you want Claude to help with. And honestly, the most useful line, what you never want it to do. Once that file is in the project, every chat you open inside it starts with that context already loaded, so you don't have to repeat yourself ever again. It's very important you do this before connecting anything. Okay, step 3, we're going to make Claude even smarter by asking it to write out 4 more things in our project. 1, the market read. Ask it to look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart and tell you whether the market is trending or going sideways. Number 2, your own trading history. Export your trades as a spreadsheet, drop it in that folder, and ask for your win rate, your average win rate against your average loss rate, your best and worst pairs, and where you're losing the most money. It reads the file and does the math. Most people have never actually looked at their own numbers, and this takes about 30 seconds and is incredibly useful. 3. Strategy research. Ask Claude to write out exactly how it works, what the settings are, and when it stops working. And finally, a morning brief. Set a scheduled task, and every morning it pulls the overnight moves, checks the news, and writes me 1 page. You open your laptop and it is already sitting there. Okay, now that we have our projects fully set up and Claude ready to go, it is finally time to connect your Exchange account. If you are inexperienced or just getting started with this, I would recommend trying it out on a paper trading account. That way you can experiment and learn without risking your actual money. For this, I'm using Alpaca because paper accounts are free there and crypto trades around the clock. Use whatever platform you already trade on. Just make sure it has an API, then this works with our system. So we're gonna sign up, you're gonna verify your email, switch to a paper trading account if that's what you're doing, and that is the account done. So step 5 is your API key. An API key is just a password for software. It is how you let a program into your account without handing over your actual login information. Every platform puts this in roughly the same place: profile icon, then API keys or API management, and then you create a new key. So let's start by naming it. Name it something like Claude Trading Agent. So in 6 months, you know exactly what the key is for. Also, don't give this key to Claude or anyone. This is supposed to be a secret and you don't want to get hacked. Alright, step 6, connecting. So this is the fun part. Open Claude, go to settings and find connectors. This is where MPC connectors live, and connector for your platform, paste in your key and your secret, and you want to save it here. If your platform does not have an official one, search for its name plus MPC server. Most of the big ones have one by now, and a lot of them are open source, which means you can read exactly what the code does before you actually run it. Once that's saved, go back to your project and you're gonna type in this prompt: to my trading account and show me my balance and any open positions, so I can confirm you have access. If it comes back with your numbers, you are connected, and that is it. And for whatever reason the connection doesn't show up, just go back into Claude and ask it what could have potentially went wrong, and it will help you sort it through. For the final step, let's talk about safety. I know a lot of you are thinking, is it actually safe to give an AI access to your trading account? And that's a fair question. Here's how I think about it. Your keys stay on your computer and the connector runs locally on your computer. Everything gets logged and there's like a record of every trade being made. But my honest take is, I think this is one of the most underrated things available to traders right now. Most people are doing all of this by hand, and even if you don't want Claude to automatically execute these trades for you, it can still pull a lot of helpful information about the market, about your own trade history, and all of that for you, and it is a very useful tool and skill to implement into your system. Is this a perfect system? Absolutely not. It is very experimental and it is really early right now. How I would approach it is maybe use a paper trading account and just tweak it around, play around with it. Don't fully trust AI just yet. Definitely start using it and implementing it into your workflow. And none of this is financial advice. I'm not licensed to give you any of this. I'm not telling you what to trade. This is a simple tutorial on how I wire things up. So be very cautious, and what you point this at is kind of on you. And the templates and the prompts are in my Discord community in the bio, so be sure to check them out and subscribe to keep up with AI.